Okay, so we're back. Currently in the application initialization. So I just found that microphone is currently at its 2 level, so that's why I adjusted it here in my recorder. Adjusted here to the higher volume level so that it will be able to clearly understand what I'm speaking of. Anyway, application initialization here, the number 2. So we're done with it. So right now we're in the processing URL query. I'm sorry for that. Sorry for that. No, not yet, because we haven't tackled yet the common functions and loading the helpers. That's pretty easy. That's pretty easy to do it. Actually, this is where the common files will be loaded. So we don't need to do that. Tackle other things. So, for example, here in the common, we need to create a PHP file. So in the common, we will not be creating PHP classes. Why? Because these are functions which should be globally called or callable by the developer and by the system. So we need to create here a function that, for example, array or arrays at PHP, something like that. Yep, finished. If we will be doing this, I guess, yeah, sorry, that doesn't need anymore. For example, we need to have here an array search. Common or c underscore array search, and the value to be searched for, and the string or the array. So for example, this function will return the index of occurrence of the search of the value which is inside this parameter search, but if not, it will return false. So we have here the for each. Yep, I forgot. $x reset the array. X is less, well, x is less than the count of the array, the plus, then on next element. And if the current value of array is equal to the search value, then done. I prefer using the all caps case of the terminal. I don't know if there will be any other consequence when it comes if we're going to run this application on Linux or other kind of platform or Apache platform. But I think for me, I'm comfortable using it all caps return, because it's far more better it's far easy to determine which parts of your method returns values. So return key of array. So that is if it found something, but if not, if it didn't found any match, it's going to return false. And search a value within an array. Array. So this is a mixed value in the array, and the other one is so. Search needle, and this is the search haystack. No, it's a mixture. The key from an array, the resulting key of first occurrence from an array, otherwise false. Anyway, let's end the freaking stuff about this person.php and delete it. Sorry for this. Let's delete the entities, and let's have this be auto-loaded on the index at PHP. Common / not auto-loaded, loaded. Sorry for this. Let's see. So done with this. Yep, so it's working. So let's try. array, my array is equal to array there's what is Maya Lenovo Constantine, okay, comics part of this comics. Then we have here the result or the search result. Search result is equal to C, the common array search for the value Lenovo from the array object my array, then echo the search result. If it has result, then echo the search result, otherwise no result found. So 1, which means that it was found on the index 1. What about if you put Lenovo? So no result found. Why? Because it's case sensitive and it is using the strict data type matching. So if you use 1, if you have your 1 and we search for 1, still Maya, I'm sorry for that. I forgot the comment. No result found. Why? Because like I said, it's a strict value comparison. So that's the common function, loading the config. So here we have here the arrays or the loading of files from common, loading common files, common helpers, common. Then the other one is loading loading index class, something like that. So right now the next one is the processing URL query. Bang bang. Then processing URL query. This is where we're going to base the request of the user. So sure, right now we're done with this, I guess. So the URL request should also be got. So here we have we're going to have here the request class, request, okay, request, and don't forget the namespace, because the namespace is utilities. I guess no backslash. Okay, utilities or backslash utilities, what I really like. And here processing of requests. Here we can get the allowable request. We got it. Okay, a page request sample. This is a static class, which that's why it's here in the utilities, because like I said in the introduction of the folder structure, utilities contains files or classes which have static methods. So here let's start with public static function get request get, then the get key, like that, the get key. So this function will get the value of the get key here, case sensitive or not. We need that case sensitive. By default it's not, so we need to get the get parameters here. Okay. Then for each target as get request. Okay, as request. Okay, here we go. If request is equal to if that is case sensitive, then we need to if that is not case sensitive, means that we need to write down the case, otherwise just return back the request. And the other one is the value. I'm sorry for this. Get keys. Most especially these are, we need to get the key, not the value, so we're not going to use the for each but standard for loop. So for that, so while x equal to 0 is x is equal to 0, while x is less than count of get parameter, or we can directly get it here. X plus plus next of get. The $_ get is an array variable, the environment variable. So key request key is equal to string. If that is not case sensitive, that means that we need to put the request key sorry for this, the key lowercase, otherwise we just need to get the key of this part. Then the key, if that is not case sensitive, we also need to lowercase key, otherwise a key set. And if the requested key is equal to the key, sorry for that, then we're going to return the value. Return the value, this part. Yeah. Okay, request key and return. Otherwise, if we didn't find anything, return false. That's it. That's perfect. Then, so we need to have here the constant, another constant here that will look up for the page. What is the page key? The page request key. The default page request key is page. Okay. For example, so we want to have the project be something like page equal to home, something like that, and we will automatically be put it up to the home page, something like that. So we will be having here the render part. So the request and the render part is something that will process the page. So we will be needing the another part here. This will go public function get page. Okay, then the return value is okay. If, like what I've said, the request key, the request is not final. Let's make it. Yep, on here. Sorry for that. The request here, if the request, sorry for that, forgot, we should not put backslash here. Sorry for that, it should be utilities alone. So here, if the request, get the page here, it's not equal to false, then return should be, let's copy paste here, copy paste here. Page is equal to something like this, and if the page indicated is not equal to false, return the page. Did I make it correct? Otherwise, return the default page request key. So we will also be trimming it, trim the spaces. Okay, and after trimming the spaces, so we're done with it. If page is not equal to false, and the length of, and if the length of page provided here is not equal to 0, return the page provided. Otherwise, return the default page. So here, let's say rendered and this that get page. Okay. Oh, sorry for that. What part requires a PHP? Yeah, I forgot. On the line 20, current expects parameter want to be array, because I use this typically stupid thing. It should not be current. Yep. Set. There you go. So let's say the page, we visit the page. That's it. It's going to load up. What is it? What I have? Sorry. Index of PHP should provide the default home and the get page, because by default, if we call this that get page and the user didn't find the URL that doesn't provide any value for the page, this should return the default page always. This should always return the default page always, even if the user didn't provide the home or provided an invalid thing like that. So let's try visiting here. Okay, home. Doing stupid things. My PHP. So if I provided here another kind of stuff, so still it will give the home. But if I page here, if I provided nothing, still like that. Version 20, still page. Okay, I guess that's it. I will not be providing the security of filtering it right now because we're in the basic part. But if page user account, so that's my point. So right now we're done with the processing URL query. So that's it. After processing URL query, you may want to have it that will return a page. So we will be creating a real awesome, real dynamic and awesome dynamic pages. So I guess this is where it ends. So rock. Thanks.